In this video, we're going to be replacing the left front fender well liner in this 2015 Hyundai Sonata. With a 21mm socket, we're going to go ahead and take our tire off. We have two Phillips screws right here. Right here we have a Phillips head screw or a 10mm bolt. We're going to use a 10mm option. They just come out a little bit easier. Okay, we have one Phillips head panel clip here. If you back these out far enough, you can take the whole piece out by hand. And then straight back, we have one more on this side. And straight up top, we have another Phillips screw clip here. And one more here. And inside the fender lip, there'll be one more here. Okay, now our last three, holding the fender liner to the bumper. If you look straight up from this top one, you will see a Phillips screw or bolt up there. You do not need to take that out. Now underneath the vehicle, if you follow your fender liner down on the inside, you'll see two bolts here. Ours is missing one. You should have two 10mm bolts here. We'll take out the one that we have. And if you continue to follow that around, you'll see a mud guard, small little water dam piece here. Behind here, you should see two 10mm bolts as well. This one's definitely not factory. Okay, now that we did our 4 bolts down here, what we can do over in this area is pull our fender liner out and in front of our splash shields. It'll make it a little bit easier when we start to remove it. I'm going to let that hang. And we can start to work it out of the vehicle now. Back towards the rear of your fender, this area here will be in behind the fender. So what we're going to do is just make sure the inside of your fender liner is pulled forward. And we can start to work that fender liner inwards. Now we've gotten to a point where we wanted to show you these two Phillips screws that we took out earlier. Were in these clips. These clips are pressed in, so they wouldn't come out easily from the front without us possibly doing damage to the paint. So we pulled our fender liner down and the top one came out by itself. But now what we can do is reach in behind the bottom one, squeeze those tabs, push our fender liner out. Before we start installing our new fender liner, we need to transfer over these metal captures for our bolts. This is what our bolts are going to thread into. We need to remove these. So we're just going to use either a flathead or a panel tool here and just pop them off. All right, so now we can put our clips on. And when you're putting your clips on, just make sure you take note of the orientation. There is a bottom and a top side to them. The flared up side is going to go upwards. That's where the bolt is going to exit the clip. Once you have your clips installed, make sure they're tight. We can bring this to the vehicle. Bring our fender liner in. We're going to curve it around our rotor and front suspension. We're going to tuck it up into the fender well area. And what we're aiming for are the two clips facing us. We're going to use those two to hold it in place. So there's one. Here's the other. Okay, so here we have where our Phillips screws are going to go. We also have our retainer clips here. We're going to put them through the fender liner first. And then we're going to put in our bottom first, push that into place, and then the top. And we can take our Phillips screws and screw them back in. Let's put this 10mm back in down the bottom. Now let's get this one here in place. We're just going to pull the fender liner down, push our clip in. So now straight up, we have one more clip here. All right, to get us the clearance that we needed to get in there, we pulled our fender liner outside of the lip here, pushed our clip in, and we can put that liner back inside the lip. So right here we have one more. Okay, we can push this one in. Sometimes you have to use your Phillips. And coming straight down our fender, we have 3 more push clips. I'll put your clip in the bottom here. And our top one. So we're down below now with the splash shield meeting up to the fender liner. We're going to put a bolt through here into this bracket. We are going to have to manipulate this fender liner backwards a little bit to do that. We're going to put our bolt through, line it up with that hole, and see if it'll catch and pull it into place. Like that. So next we're going to put our bolt into this position here. It's going to go through both splash shields to the fender liner. And the last bolt here. And our vehicle didn't come with one here. We're going to replace that now. And now we can put our tire back on. With a 21mm socket, we'll go ahead and snug these up. Now that we're down on the ground, we're going to go ahead and torque our lug nuts to 75 foot-pounds. We're going to do that in a crisscross pattern.
When only the best will do, demand TRQ. The only company that lets you view before you do. TRQ is committed to offering the highest quality aftermarket auto parts that are engineered for peace of mind. Thanks for using and viewing with TRQ.